This tutorial will show you how to add a coach to the system and create a coaching lesson. First, let's create the coach. Click on the Coaches module on the left-hand side. Then click New Coach and enter the details. In this example, we'll add Coach David White. The more details you provide, the more complete the profile will be. Since this is just an example, I'll only enter his first and last name. Additional information can be added in the Medical and Contact Details tabs. The Employment tab is used to configure the coach's wages, which we'll cover in a separate training. Once you're done, click OK to save the coach's details. Next, let's add fee settings for private lesson bookings. Double-click on the coach profile to open the details. In the Main Details section, enter the fee settings. If you only enter a fee for 60 minutes, the system will automatically calculate the rates for other durations based on the hourly fee. If you have different fees for different lesson lengths, enter them next to the corresponding time. You can also set additional fees. For example, to add a fee for 2 students, enter a surcharge amount. In this example, we'll add a $20 surcharge. This means when an invoice is generated, the system will create one invoice of $60 for each of the 2 students. Similar settings are available for groups of 3 and 4 students. Now let's define the coach's availability. Click on Availability, then click New Rule to set available times. You can specify availability as ongoing, on a specific date, or within a date range. In this example, we'll mark David as available every Wednesday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the SportLogic Sports Centre. Multiple availability rules can be added the same way. Click OK to save the rule. Finally, click the Save button to make sure all your changes are stored. Now that the rules are set, let's create a private lesson booking from the calendar. Click on the Booking module on the left-hand side to open the booking calendar. Double-click on the time slot that corresponds to the court and time you want. From the options, select Coaching Lesson. Set the duration of the lesson. By default, it is set to 1 hour, but you can change it by selecting a different end time from the drop-down list. Next, select the coach by clicking the Select Coaches button. Since we added David's availability for Wednesdays, he appears on the list of available coaches. Select David, then click OK. Now, let's add the student by clicking the Add button. Search for the student by typing their name. In this example, we'll add Adrian. Always search first to make sure the contact already exists. This prevents duplicate records. If the student isn't found, click New Contact on the right to create one. Since Adrian Smith is already in the system, we'll simply double-click his name to select him. Next, we'll add the fees by clicking the Add button. The system also allows you to set the lesson to repeat weekly or monthly. This is done in the Repeat tab. You don't need to adjust these settings if you're creating a one-off booking. In this example, we'll repeat the booking until the end of the next month. Finally, we need to choose how invoices will be generated. Click on the Details tab. Here, you'll see 2 options. Always create a new invoice, which creates a separate invoice for each lesson. Group to existing open invoice whenever possible, which combines lessons into a single invoice. In this example, we'll select Always create a new invoice. Now that all the settings are in place, click OK to save. Now that the lesson booking is set up, let's go through how to manage your bookings. To manage recurring bookings, select the recurring booking and then click Manage Recurring Bookings on the right-hand side. Here, you can see that each booking has its own linked invoice. To modify one or multiple coaching lessons, highlight the bookings you want to update and click Selected Booking. On Windows, you can select multiple non-adjacent rows by holding the Control key and clicking the rows. On a Mac, hold the Command key instead. From here, you can change the booking time, assign a different coach, update the lesson fee, or change the resource or court. You can also delete lessons. If a lesson is deleted, its invoice will also be removed, unless the invoice has already been paid. That's it! You've now set up and managed a recurring coaching lesson booking